Welcome everyone to our Sweet Aroma Chicago group training. I'm so excited. My name is Martha Murray. I'm the Superstar Director, and one of our amazing directors, Cayley, is going to be sharing with us all things marketing tonight. So take it away.
All right, just a second here. Let me just turn up my thing. Okay, so I took notes, guys, because I have some squirrel syndrome where like my kids will distract me and I'll just go off on a tangent and forget I'm even talking about marketing. So bear with me. And I also might get a bit laggy, so I don't know, just look panicked so that I know I'm frozen or something. So for those of you that don't know me, I've been with Scentsy for 2 years. I'm a mom to 4 little kids. We homeschooled before it became cool. And I run a full-time aesthetics business from home as well. So between that and Scentsy, I hit director almost a year ago now, I think, Martha, which is crazy.
Wow.
Right? Yeah,
Crazy.
Almost. So before Scentsy, actually, I did marketing for 10 years for a clothing company, Billabong, and for MTV. So I was at a little bit of an unfair advantage with marketing, but I'm always learning and re-strategizing. So I am here today to help you guys with that and hopefully help you get some more time back in your day, because otherwise, like, you could be spending time on marketing and social media all day and it really not be effective. So I can't count how many times people say, I post on social media every single day and my business isn't working, people aren't buying, my team's not interacting. And before you take that personally and think it's something you're doing, chances are it's probably your Facebook algorithms. So if you don't know what Facebook algorithms are, basically Facebook, like, it is super selective about what comes up in your news feeds. And now that people can purchase and boost posts, chances are if people aren't interacting or purchasing or commenting on your social media, they're just not seeing your stuff. So I'll get into Facebook algorithms later, but if you guys are taking notes, I have 10 marketing tips for you guys to implement into your business. And these are really quick little tips that you guys can do every day to help maximize and strategize with your marketing efforts. So the basics, I know most of you in here that I can see on my screen have a PWS, but there are so many people that don't have a personal website, okay? I'm just gonna tell you right now, if you don't have a personal website, you are going to drown in this business. I know that people need to cut expenses. $12 a month can seem like a lot, but at the end of the day, you cannot run a business elsewhere for $12 a month. You just can't do it, right? Like, I spend $2,000 a month easily on my aesthetics business. So your number one marketing tool is your website, even above your social media. If you guys want to cut back on your social media, that's one thing, but you cannot get rid of your website. So I don't know about you guys, but obviously everybody has been swamped this season. So your PWS is your best friend, okay? Like, you need to train your customers to use your PWS. I have people that message me directly to place a scent circle order for 3 scent circles. And of course, I'm grateful for 3 scent circles, but at the end of the day, what are we making on that? Like $2, maybe, if you're lucky. So you guys really need to encourage people to go to your PWS. If someone places an order with you, say, hey, here's the link to my website. I send a free gift for every time you place an order direct to my website, whether that's even a thank you card or a sample. It doesn't need to cost money, but having people go direct to your website is going to alleviate so much stress from you guys, because when you wake up in the morning and you get that email that says someone has placed an order through your PWS, you're going to be like, thank God, right? Because otherwise you're just going to drown. So you need to train your customers to use your PWS. That being said, though, you guys don't always want to put your website in your posts on social media, because you will go to Facebook jail if you do that every time. Martha Martha knows all about that. I feel like Facebook jail is probably worse than real jail. But yes, so you have to get smart with that sort of stuff. My PWS is even on my labels, like my return address labels on my like bills and outgoing mail. Like it's on everything. So this is still under point number 1, but label everything, guys, as usual. Put your PWS, put your contact information. I've gotten away from putting my cell phone number on things just because, like I said, I'm trying to get my time back. So I want people to go to my PWS. I don't really want them to text me. Of course, if they message me, I'll take the order. But yeah, so number 1, make sure you have a PWS and label everything. Most of you know that if you're lead or above, your contact information will show up on the Scentsy corporate website. So when people are looking for a Scentsy rep in their area, if you are lead and above and you have a website, you will come up in their search results, which will also generate new customers for you. Okay, number 2, happy birthday posts. These are extremely important, guys. I know it seems trivial, but we're in the business of relationships first and foremost. I don't have time to sit down and foster a friendship with 1,000 people on my Facebook list. Like, I don't have time to barely talk to my team or have coffee with my mother. So you guys really need to get creative about how to create relationships with people. And it sounds really ridiculous, but a little gesture like posting happy birthday on someone's wall goes a long way. So when we're done this conversation, in the comments, I'll post some images, but basically the one I share, it says like, have a sensational birthday, and like sensational is spelt with our little sample testers. So every morning I get up and I see whose birthday is it, and I drop that graphic right on their wall and put a little message, because you don't just want to put the graphic. It takes 3 seconds, but it makes it really personable, and you're also creating a relationship with that person. Not only that, but whoever's on their friend list or on their wall will see that you sell Scentsy. So it's kind of a no-brainer, right? Because that person's gonna be like, what? Like, your Scentsy rep is, or consultant is wishing you a happy birthday? Or like, heck, I want my Scentsy rep to do that, right? So you're creating a relationship with that customer, and you're possibly creating new customers, right? And again, when that person comments like, thanks so much, or even if they don't comment, it helps with those algorithms again, because Facebook thinks that because you've created this path of friendship, that they want to see more of your stuff. So more of your posts will come up in their newsfeed. Okay, everybody with me on that so far? I know I'm going like super fast, but I want to get all 10 in before Martha cues the Grammy music. Okay, pre-scheduling your posts. This is my bread and butter. We could sit on social media all day, every day. To be honest, that happens to me some days. And at the end of the day, if I'm in a really bad mood or agitated, it's usually the days where I've spent the majority of my time on social media. So what I have been doing for the last few months is pre-scheduling my posts. So let me show you. Just gonna go to share screen. Just one moment. Oh, host disabled participant screen sharing. Not working now. Okay, well, Martha's figuring that out. So if you guys can get in the habit of, say, on Monday night, Sunday night, whatever night's a quiet night for you, or morning, you sit down and you get in the habit of pre-scheduling some of your Facebook posts. Unfortunately, you can't pre-schedule on your personal page, but you can pre-schedule on your team page, on your VIP customer group page, and even your parties. So August, I had like 21 parties running at one time. And so I know Jackie's like, ooh. And at the end of the night, I would go in and I would look through my parties and comment and interact. So those parties would run themselves. This is especially good, guys, because if you just need a day off, or a week off, and you want to still look present and consistent in your business and with your team, getting in the habit of pre-scheduling posts is huge. So let me try here, share screen. Okay, share. Okay, so this is my main page here, but let's say we go to my, so sends by Cayley. Stick with me here, I'm on brutal internet. All right. You guys might already know this stuff, but I know a lot of people don't. So when you go to your page, you're gonna click on your post, and typically, oh, my internet connection is unstable. Oh, maybe I won't be able to share my page. Just a minute. Okay, there I can. Okay, so can you guys see here where it says publishing tools? So that won't come up until you have clicked write a post. And then you'd want to click publishing tools here. Sec. Dun, 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 dun. This internet, I tell you. Okay, well, anyways, while that's loading. So while this is loading, guys, it'll basically come up and give you the exact same way to create a post. So you would type in your post, and at the bottom, you would click schedule, and you would schedule that ahead, you know, for next couple days. You can schedule 6 months from now. You can schedule a year from now. So when you go into this part of your VIP page or your team page, you'll be able to see everything you've pre-scheduled for the year. So I'm gonna just hit stop share so that I don't go glitchy. Okay, so that might make me faster. So try that out when you guys get a chance, and if it doesn't work for you or you can't figure out the logistics, then send me a personal message. But what you guys maybe want to start with this week or next week is Wax Wednesday posts. So what I do is I go in and I post a couple images of me changing the wax or just wax sitting in one of our warmers, and I say, hey, it's Wax Wednesday, folks, time to change your wax. Did you know you become nose blind if you don't change up your scents or the wax often enough? What are you burning today? So I'll go in, I'll create that post, and then I will literally pre-schedule it for every Wednesday from like today till next year. And then you guys know every Wednesday you have a post coming up on your page, right? You can change up the verbiage here and there. Like I have 3 Wax Wednesday posts, and then on Monday night, I set it up for the whole year and rotated between those 3. So I never have to do another Wax Wednesday post for the next year. But what is super important, every time you guys post, put a call to action, okay? So don't just say, it's Wax Wednesday, change your wax. Follow it up with, what are you warming? How often do you change your wax? Because it will, again, help with those algorithms. It will also create interaction. People will get used to commenting and interacting on your page, and it's a snowball effect. What else was I going to say with that? Oh, and also with Wax Wednesday, a lot of these generic posts like Wax Wednesday or like change your light bulb, or you know, tips and tricks that are generic that you can pre-schedule and aren't super time sensitive, should be educational. So if you guys aren't selling wax repeatedly to the same customers, typically the problem is education, right? People don't know that they're supposed to change their wax often. Like I still run into people that are like, oh, it doesn't evaporate. And you're like, No, it doesn't evaporate. Or I talk to people that say, you know, I have a drawer full of hundreds. And it's like, how is that even possible? Because if you have 5 warmers, I mean, you use one whole pack just changing all your warmers in one day, right? So those generic posts where you guys are pre-scheduling, make those be educational and informative, and always have a call to action. Number 3, Motivational Monday. I know a lot of you guys are leaders, so do this in your team pages. Pre-schedule posts for Motivational Monday. So whether it's an inspiring quote, whether it's something like, I don't know, a commission statement from a superstar director, maybe it's a story from someone that's just super motivating. And again, by establishing a call to action, when your team members comment on those posts, your team stuff is going to show up in their news feed. Because if they don't like follow your page or click follow, you know, pretty much anyone 35 and up doesn't know how to set the settings on their Facebook so that they can see everything they want to see. So always have a call to action. So number 4, if you guys are my Facebook friends, Martha does this a lot too, but you'll see I always need help. So this post is called I Need Help, Just Kidding. So if you guys have me on Facebook, you'll see I'm always writing in search of the nearest Taco Bell, in search of the best vacuum cleaner, in search of, I don't know, like the best place to buy broccoli, like really silly things, right? And as much as I want to think people like to help, they do not like to help. They just like to give their opinion, right? So when you put ISO in search of and post like the best Netflix series, you guys know how many people are going to comment on that? Hundreds of people are going to give their opinion about what you should be watching on Netflix. But if you post something about Scentsy, how many people are going to comment on that? Maybe us, like each other, everybody on each other's group. You know, some of my Scentsy posts get 0 comments, but if I ask somebody their personal opinion on Netflix, I get a ton of unsolicited advice. So again, these kind of posts with these call to actions or opinion-based create a sense of community. They also create that magical path that Facebook algorithms and Instagram works with. And then they're going to start seeing my stuff in their feed. So that is ultimately your goal. Number 5 is this one's really simple, guys. It's kind of time consuming, but it works, is just my Facebook fonts and my Instagram fonts and my TikTok and all the things. If you guys have me on Facebook, or Martha's shared some of my posts, Jen, Carrie, and you see a weird font, like I always take this decorative font and type in it all the time. So what that does is when we're busy scrolling through our phones or scrolling through our computer and all of a sudden you see this funky font, you're going to stop and you're going to read it, right? Like you can use emojis all day, but if you're using emojis and this funky font, people get used to paying attention and looking at it. So if you want to write this down, it's just Lingo Jam. So LINGO Jam, JAM.com. You just pull up that website and then you literally copy your verbiage into the one bar and it spits it out in all these funky texts on the right side. And then you just copy it back into your post. So it is a little bit time sensitive, but I mean, if everybody can start doing it, then we can all just copy each other's posts. So number 6, people want to see you guys. You are your brand. I mean, most people don't want to post pictures of themselves. They don't want to do selfies. They don't want to show lives. But people want to see you and they want to see you be authentic and real. Now, keeping in mind, be authentic and real and say like, I'm struggling. I'm having one of those days. My kids are driving me nuts. But like, don't word vomit on people. Like, don't say nasty things. Like, anyways, we all have that one consultant on our team where it's like always negative and always nasty, and it's a fine line between being real and being your authentic self, and then being just like a shadow of darkness that people don't want to be around. Okay, so we all have our bad days, and that's fine, but you know, be graceful and offer yourself grace, I would say. So that being said, I don't really want to see you guys regurgitating flyers all the time. Like, I post flyers, yes, here and there, but like, you won't see me post 6 flyers in a day, right? Martha's really good at incorporating her sales and marketing into her day-to-day life, and you don't even really realize it's a sales picture or a sales pitch unless you sell Scentsy, right? Like, she'll post gorgeous pictures of her and her grandbabies, and then like they'll be laughing, and you know, one has a Scentsy bar in their hand. So that's just attraction marketing. You're not getting out there and saying buy Scentsy, but people ultimately are going to see your pictures. They're going to be like, I want to do whatever she's doing. This is a real story, guys, but like, Martha and I accidentally became friends on Facebook, and she never once really said to me like, join Scentsy. I think she reached out and said like, FYI, I sell Scentsy. If you know of anybody, then great. And I was like, oh no, girl, I got my consultant who I haven't heard from in 5 years, but I'll keep you in mind. And then yeah, I think I just was like, she has great hair and I want great hair. And so I joined. Like, you guys have no clue what will make someone join, what will make someone be your customer. So just keep it positive and keep your face in their feed. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out with You Are Your Brand, Jen, I always say her name wrong. Jen Supernat. How do I say Jen's last name? Is that right? Supernat? I always call her Jen Super. So she did a really cool thing a couple weeks ago where she blindfolded her husband outside, and she had him huff all of our new testers for fall. And she just filmed them. And it was hilarious. Like, it doesn't matter if someone says that smells disgusting, which honestly, if they smell Amber Hollow, they're going to say that smells absolutely disgusting. Like, it smells like, don't even go there. But like, it's gold. Like, she's not saying buy the scent. She's not putting up a flyer, but I'm like, girl, I want to hang out with those two. Like, they are so freaking cool. So, I mean, I don't know. Carrie had her like cute mother. What was she doing, Carrie? She was putting the golden tickets into the mailers, and I was like, oh, and I watched that. Like, I'm like, I don't know, like, who has time to sit there and watch that? But again, when it's your face and you're the brand, people will listen. Number 7, snail mail. I don't know what it is, guys, but like, I feel the older I get, the more anxiety I have about people. Like, I just want to be a hermit and like live off the grid, but wear makeup and still have hydro. But so I find that like, snail mail has always been my thing. I find that in this day of social media, usually the only thing I read is if it's coming through my mailbox, right? Because we're inundated with stuff online. We're a generation where we want immediate gratification. So when I actually get snail mail in my mailbox, I read it. And like, even my bills, which is pathetic, but I'm like, ooh, mail. So snail mail has become my best friend, but the problem is it can be very time consuming if you guys end up running to the post office once a day, every couple days. So what I do is dictate to my husband that on the last day of every month, he needs to look on my workstation and see what customers of mine have birthdays. And then he literally writes my birthday cards, which he doesn't handwrite them. He puts my business card and a birthday card, mashes them together. And sometimes we put a cent circle if I got it for free, or like a sample, or on our workstation, you can order $10 gift cards. So they don't cost you money. They're on Vistaprint. Sometimes I'll put those in there too, because then if they're not redeemed, it's no big deal. And then honestly, people are like, wow, she sent me $10. Like, even if they don't redeem it, they think that's great. So guys, like, delegate to people, like your kids, get your kids to help, get your husband to help, and try to pick a day. And it's like pretty much the same day every month. The end of the month, I do my team happy mail, and I do my birthday snail mail to my customers. Yeah, and it's not that hard because a lot of people don't input their birthday into your workstation. So, I mean, you might only have to send like 5 cards, but you know, that's still a good thing to start. Or whether it's a BBMB flyer or like the harvest flyers. I always get the harvest flyers after harvest has sold out. This is what gets me. But so I mail my harvest flyers. Yeah. And then in terms of snail mail, another thing I do every year is Christmas cards. And I know that it's only September, and Christmas, the thought of Christmas makes you want to vomit. But we did release the Christmas stuff today, so you should be excited. But yes, my Christmas cards. So I send about 500 of these, guys, every year. Every year it's became more. So you could always just send Christmas cards to like your VIPs, or you could run a report and send them to the person you've had, or the customers you've had all year, which is what I do, because sometimes I don't get people that order regularly, but they'll order once a year and it'll be like a $500 order. So my Christmas cards is expensive. Yes. Is it worth it? 100%. I would never get rid of my Christmas cards. I would get rid of my social media before I'd get rid of my Christmas cards. And I'll tell you why. One, they're a tax write-off. So, I mean, no, you don't always get your money back, guys, but like you do want, not that I'm teaching you tax evasion, but you do want to have some business expenses that you submit, right? So you're not dinged at the end of the year, because it does cost you money to run your business. So anyways, throughout the year, I use my host rewards to stock up on free scent circles in the winter scents for my Christmas cards. If you guys can't do that, or you're not at a place in your business where you can put out that money, or you're not bulk ordering, that's fine. That's totally fine. Go buy some dollar store gift card or Christmas cards. You know, maybe it's just a sample that you tuck in. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. So what I do though is I go to Shutterfly or Vistaprint. I order 500 Christmas cards, and then I put my family's picture on it. I don't care if it's you and your dog. I don't care if it's you and your sister. I don't care if it's you and your third husband twice removed. But at the end of the day, if there's no picture on it, it is not going on their fridge. It's not going on their fridge. It's not going on their counter. It's probably going in a drawer. But for whatever reason, people save the ones with pictures on them. So it's true, right? I still have Martha's from last year. So then you want to type up a little blurb or write a little blurb. I recommend typing it out, even if you print it on a piece of paper like this, if you're not doing fancy cards, and like tuck it in there. But type up a little blurb, just saying like how much they mean to you and how they helped your business grow. Mine's usually just like, hi guys, just wanted to say Merry Christmas from my family. We had an amazing year. We went to Bermuda, or what a crazy year 2020 has been. But like, it was amazing to have the support of customers like you who have become friends. Again, keep it genuine. It's not a sob story, but they want to know that their business has affected you and your life, and actually like plays a role in your Christmas, like the kind of Christmas you're gonna have, right? So we did a buddy drive last year, so I put that in my Christmas cards too. I said, you know, with the help of Scentsy, we blessed, you know, I don't remember what it was. Mo would maybe know, but anyways, we blessed, you know, 100 kids' lives with Scentsy buddies, and you were a part of that. So thank you so much. Merry Christmas. As always, please continue to shop 365 days a year at put your PWS, guys. Always. Always, 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 always. So this is the other thing, is people actually text me and say, thank you so much for your Christmas card. And I'm like, really? Like, it's a Christmas card. Like, okay. But people don't send them anymore. They really don't. They don't send Christmas cards. They don't send handwritten thank yous. So it means a lot to do those kind of things. And some people say, I look forward to your Christmas card every year. Or, why didn't I get your Christmas card this year? And I was like, oh, I just ran a report in my system and I'm sorry you weren't on it. But anyways, I also am that creepy person that if I go into my friends or family's houses, I walk right over to their fridge and I look at their fridge and I look at all the pictures on the fridge. I look at their magnets on the fridge and I know that I'm not the only person that does this, okay? I mean, I might go into their fridge. Yes, Martha, see? So when people go up to someone's fridge and they see this beautiful card with these smiling faces on it, and at the bottom it says, like, thank you so much, like, continue to shop Scentsy anytime, love your Scentsy consultant, Cayley, like, that person's gonna be like, what? Like, I didn't get a Christmas card from my grandma, and you got a lovely Christmas card from your Scentsy rep? Most people, guys, don't hear from their Scentsy reps. So even though people think we are inundated with Scentsy consultants out there, at the end of the day, there's only 20%, maybe less, that are working their business. So the main reason people jump Scentsy consultants is because they can't find their original Scentsy consultant. So mark my words, if your face is on someone's fridge, you will get a new customer, 100%. And then you have to come back and tell me all about it. What else? I'm almost done. Okay. Number 8, what are you passionate about? So I want you guys to think of 3 things you're passionate about or interested in and write them down. For me, I'm passionate about Halloween, and I'm also passionate about finding new customers. So this is a great trick for you guys. So you want to go on Facebook and you want to type in whatever you're interested in. So for me, it was Halloween. Just type Halloween in the search bar. And then under the groups tab, you'll see thousands of Halloween groups that you can become a part of. So every week I join a few new groups. And then when I'm accepted, I just take a picture that usually relates to the group. Like for me, I posted one of my Halloween wedding in this Halloween group and said, hey guys, I'm new to this group. Thanks for allowing me in. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Cayley. I'm obsessed with Halloween. I love Tim Burton, and so much so that I did a Halloween wedding. I would love to connect with some of you. Feel free to add me on Facebook or Instagram. Talk soon. Okay? That's all I put in a picture of my wedding. And I had 68 friend requests that day from one group. One. Okay? So I don't know if people are freaky like me or what, but it worked. Now I know some of you are like, oh, I don't want 68 strangers on my Facebook, but like my Facebook is 100% just a marketing tool, 100%. Like, yeah, people are seeing pictures of my cute kids and stuff like that, but like if I didn't have to run a business and I didn't want to see all your cute kids, I probably wouldn't have Facebook. So you kind of got to get over that, or create another Facebook that's totally private for your friends and family and use this one as your marketing one. If you guys have code names on your Facebook, like Missy Elliott Vanilla Squared, please change it to your regular name because I can't even tag you. Martha's laughing because she knows. I'm like, how do I tag you? Or how do I refer you to, like, give you a referral? Like, I can't. So sorry, that was squirrel syndrome there. So back to my thing. Find 3 things you're passionate about and join the groups, right? So mine was a historic home page. So I posted this picture of my creepy haunted house, which you can see I'm currently in. And again, said, hey, I'm Cayley. I'm renovating this creepy haunted house. If you want to find out more, feel free to follow me. And no, I do not ever say, and I sell Scentsy. I never say I'm a Scentsy consultant. I never say that's my full-time job. I don't say anything like that. You could say you work from home if you, I don't know, if you joined a group that was related to working from home. I don't know. But don't come up, don't enter the group and say, I sell Scentsy. It's slimy and it's tacky to approach people off the hop, guys. Like, obviously we want to present an opportunity to people. We want new customers, but you want to be authentic, right? The products will sell themselves once people trust you, but we all get inundated with requests from other direct sales companies, and I don't even listen. Because if they send me a message right off the hop and say, hey girl, you look like you'd be great for my company. It's like, well, obviously I don't look like I'd be great for your company because I bleed Scentsy, and you can see that as soon as you're on my social media page, right? So that's another thing. If you guys, if I can't tell that you sell Scentsy, you don't have to be downright like crazy about it, but I should be able to tell that you sell Scentsy by looking at your social media platforms. Yeah, so once you guys are in those groups, what you want to do is unfollow those groups. Like, well, you don't want to unfollow them. You want to stay in the group, but at the top of the page, you can click the button that says unfollow, or like don't receive notifications, because once you guys join all these groups, your feed is going to be inundated with, you know, I love that my feed's inundated with Halloween stuff, but I do care to see what you guys are doing too. So just make sure you unfollow it. And then again, once a month, I have it scheduled on my calendar. I pick a day, the 6th day. I'll go into all of those groups and just share a post of some sort. Like, I'll just say, hey guys, just checking in. Like, here's my dog Fifi doing all the things if I'm in a pet group or whatever. I don't know. Just to keep consistent. And then usually once people start commenting on those, I friend them, because I'm like, you got a dog, I got a dog, you just commented that my dog's cute, so we're basically friends. And yeah, so you friend request them. Okay, so I never want to hear anybody say I cannot find new customers, because I said to Martha the other day, I gained 5 American customers. I'm in Canada, so I don't have any American customers. I gained 5 just by joining that Halloween group and hosting a party with someone that contacted me through that Halloween group. Okay. Oh, and also, if you do join a group and you think we have a product that suits that group, so for example, the Halloween stuff, obviously I wanted to scream from the rooftops in those groups, like, hey, we have Jack Skellington stuff, contact me, but you'll get removed, right? It's a really dumb double standard that somebody can post their pumpkin spice latte and say head to Starbucks, but yet I can't post a picture of my Jack Skellington and say, you know, don't even go to me, just go to Scentsy. So I've gotten very strategic. If you guys post a picture of like your, like a pet product or whatever, Jack Skellington, make sure you're in the picture. So I posted a picture where I was like this, holding Jack Skellington. And then all I posted was, love my new Jack Skellington find. And then I put that quality though. That's what I put in my tagline. Okay. So then I had, I don't know, literally probably I think 500 comments on that. I'm not exaggerating. There was a bunch of reps. What is those reps? I think we're athletic or something. So I had a bunch of consultants that were like, oh, it's Scentsy, like I sell Scentsy, and oh, how dare you post that, it's Scentsy. But you know what, they didn't even know that I was a Scentsy consultant, because all I put was like, love my Jack Skellington find, that quality. So I let people banter, I let people say I love it, I let people say I hate it, I let people say, oh my God, don't share your MLM stuff here. I roll. And if someone posts, you know, where do I get this, or I love it, or even if they just say, oh my God, amazing, I'll friend them. And then I'll just send them a personal message and I just say, hey, not being salesy, saw that you liked that post. I do know where you can get one. If you don't want it, that's cool, right? So they might not want it, and that's fine. But then again, they think they have that relationship with you now that you've talked to them, and you're not saying, hey, buy my product. So I'm at 10 now, right? I'm at 10. I think I'm at 10. 9? We'll just make it 10. 9.5. Okay. Okay, so number 10, I call this like full hearts, full wallets. So you guys, you appreciate your teammates and you appreciate your customers, obviously. So you need to tell them that, right? Like for me, those people, my teammates and my customers fill my wallet. So I need to fill their heart and I need to let them know that what they're doing, you know, fills my soul, makes me feel good, and is also benefiting my family. So I always send handwritten thank you cards, again, because I love snail mail. Some people say, well, I put a thank you card in their actual package, if say you're packing their orders or whatever. I still don't love that idea because I feel like people almost expect you to put a thank you or something in their bag. So by you mailing them something at the end of the month and saying, you know, thanks so much for your order, even if it's just on a Post-it note, guys, like a handwritten note, that's super important to them and super special. And that being said, you know, you should also post, if you're not going to send snail mail, you should also post direct to their wall. If you see that someone placed an order, go to their wall and call them out on it and say, thank you so much for ordering from me or for placing your order. Because again, other people will see that. People like to feel important. People love to feel publicly important. And yeah, let them know that when they spend money with you, you're a small but mighty business owner, and how it helps you. Like, is it putting your kids in dance? Is it helping you pay your hydro bill? Is it helping you donate to causes close to your heart? This isn't supposed to look like a sob story, but it's a genuine thank you to say, hey, I see you, I appreciate you, and you matter to me, and this is why. Right? A girl on my team, Jess, her car broke down like a couple months into Scentsy, and she kept posting about her poor car breaking down. And then I said, you know, at the end of it, just say like, thank you so much for helping me put my car back on the road, because, you know, it's important, right? So make people feel important, because we are ultimately in the business of relationships. And so, yeah, in the end, marketing isn't solely about the stuff you make, but it's about the stories you tell. So you guys have to tell really good stories and be yourself. And so those 10 tips are what I would suggest. If you guys don't have me on Facebook, please add me, or follow my Scents by Cayley page, and you guys can copy, paste, share, whatever you want on those posts, just to kind of see what I'm doing, and change up some wording. I would recommend to make it your own. And yeah, any questions? I know I went through that super fast. Y'all better ask questions.
Anyone have questions? Seriously, she's gorgeous, brilliant, mama 4.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a question. Cayley, the stories.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing with the stories? I've had people telling me, or I was watching trainings, you got to post in stories. Stories are important, da, 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 da. Are you drinking a White Claw right now?
Oh, I'm drinking a White Claw. It's been a day. It's 100 calories though.
That's right. I was just kidding. So anyways, I do a lot of my lives and a lot of posts in my stories now. And it's exhausting to do stories and Facebook. Which one do you think would be best?
Usually I just have my Facebook set up so that my posts are shared right to my stories as well. If you do a live, obviously, then I would share it to your story. I haven't got on the story bandwagon in terms like you have, where you've been like, hey, this is what I'm doing out at the farm, blah, blah, blah. And I love it. I love what you're doing. And like, probably the main reason I don't do stories out here is because I don't get service unless I'm at the end of my driveway. So people only want to see my mailbox that many times. But another good thing about your stories, which you can't really see on your other posts, is you can see who's looking at your content. So pay attention to those people, right? Because you can click that and you can see who's constantly looking at your stuff, who's liking your stuff. So it might be exhausting, but what I would do for a week is make a story, post every day, and then put a chart on your wall Sunday to Saturday, and then write down who has sent an emoji even for that week on those stories. Just do it for 1 week because it would be tedious to do it for more, right? And if you see the same name all the time, right, like reach out to that person. I would. You don't even have to do that. You could just reach out to them anyways, but I need a little bit more like, hoorah, they've liked 3 posts. I'm totally commenting and sharing my story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like what you're doing, and I think that your attraction marketing is killing it. Like those stories make me want to be your friend. I don't even know you, and I feel like we are friends. No, but that's true.
Our friends,
We are
Cayley.
friends.
We're
Yes,
friends.
we are friends. But it's true, right? Like there's people like on our team where we don't really know the person, but we feel like we know them. And ultimately, guys, if that's what's happening, then you're doing your job right as a marketer, right? Like you follow any of those superstar directors, Martha especially, but like I follow, you know, Danny Shoop and Allison Dalkey and heavy hitters like that. And, you know, they don't often post a flyer. It's usually the whole attraction marketing, which when you're beginning, I mean, you do want to post flyers because people don't know that you sell Scentsy, but eventually you'll get to a stage where, you know, you can do more of the leadership component and less of the, not less, but, you know, less focus on the buy 3 bars. You're focused more on the leadership and mentoring.
I love like the birthday cards, the Christmas cards. You're just like your name, you're putting your name in front of your customers so they don't forget about you. And you're branding yourself. And when your people think of Scentsy, they think of Cayley. Like somebody's like, "Oh, I need Scentsy." And it's probably happening to you. I know somebody in here in my local buy-sell trade pages, somebody's looking for Scentsy, like my name will be tagged like 5 or 6 times.
Yes.
And that's what's probably happening too, because when people think of Scentsy, they think of you because of how you have branded yourself. And I love that. Another thing too, 2% or less of Scentsy consultants are actively working your business.
Yeah. So I gave them 20%. So
Actually 2% or less are putting the effort that you're doing. So, and that's like Cayley has a group of, I think like 85 or something like that. Right, Cayley? Director, 2 directors. She has 2 directors. And so it's like what you're doing is working. I love that. I think Jackie B, she had a question. You want to go ahead?
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. I was just asking if you have a VIP group too, or if you just do your business page.
Jackie, I just do my business page and then my personal page. I haven't done the VIP thing. I follow Martha's VIP thing, and I think like I commend her for that, like because it makes people feel special to be a part of her VIP group and not just her generic group. Maybe I don't feel like I have enough customers to do that, but for me, I just can't juggle any more balls. That sounds so. Anyways, but it's better to pick, say, 5 things and do them well than to try to do 25 things and not do them, right? Especially with things like Christmas cards, because it gets to a point where, like I said, people expect them. And if they're playing a role in your business and then they see that Debbie Stu got a Christmas card and they didn't get a Christmas card, but they support you all the time. So I just feel like you're better to do a few things right. Meredith, for example, I don't even know if she has a business page. Does she, Martha? I think
I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
I feel like she didn't because she was, anyways, I would encourage that you still have a business page 100% because you can boost your posts. You can branch out to people that aren't your personal friends for sure. But all those people that are on my VIP group or my Scentsy page, I make sure they're my friend on Facebook, right? Because ultimately people want to see what I'm doing on my personal page, and they're going to always be my friend if they want to see my cute kids or the shenanigans I'm doing. But they'll be quick to unfollow my Scentsy page when it gets too much, right? So
can I say one thing really quick too? So I think that it's different for everybody because like I have people reaching out to me all the time on my business page. I've gotten a few orders.
Oh, yeah.
My VIP group is pretty dead, but I'm not consistent in there, but I still get people commenting and wanting to order in there. So I think it's different for everybody. I don't think there's like a one and done.
Yeah.
You know, no business page, yes business page. I think you just have to try different things and find what works for you. Don't ever exclude something from your repertoire. Just try everything. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
I'm with you there. I don't get a ton. I mean, I get people comment once in a while, but again, I'll get somebody to message me from their comment every so often that they need something, you know. But my business page, like people that I'm not friends with, when they look for Scentsy in my area here, they message me through my business page. And that because you come up in Google when somebody looks for Scentsy, your business page populates. If somebody says Scentsy near me, my business page populates.
Yes, and I totally agree with that. Like I will always have a page for my business. I don't know if I want a separate VIP page. And like I said, do what works for you guys. But because a lot of my stuff is interactive on both platforms, I don't want my people to be bombarded with me twice with the same stuff because I often copy and paste from my business page to my personal page. But just make sure that all those people on your business page, you're ultimately going to move over and friend on your personal page.
And you're also doing lots of mailers though, you know, so you're doing way more mailers. Yeah. So that's just another avenue that you can only do so many things. Like you said, pick 5 and just do them, you know? So I have a question regarding your mailers. So you send a thank you mailer.
Angie, question. Here, let me, how do you plant your seeds to recruit?
Hi, Angie. Okay, well, I kind of have an off-the-wall personality if you haven't figured that out yet. So, like, I have recruited people by literally just saying, like, hey, girl, I want to spend more time with you, and I don't have time outside of Scentsy and lashes. So are you coming for lashes, or are you going to join my Scentsy team? And I'll be like, well, it's cheaper for me to join your Scentsy team. Like, you know, we get too much in our heads sometimes, right? Like, I say to my girlfriends, I'm like, yo, like, they're like, you're so busy, you don't have time for me. I'm like, I don't, but if you want to come and do samples with me and drink coffee and wear pajama pants and place some jack orders, I have time for you. And they're like, oh, okay. And then, you know, they realize how easy it is and how fun it is. I do often flip my parties. I've been doing that a lot lately. If someone wants a high-priced item, which, like, I hate to say this, but in Canada, all of our items are high-priced. Like, our buddies are like $60, right? When I see your guys' buddies, I'm like, oh my God, pack my bags, I'm moving to America. So when people like when I had to sell the Jack Warm and I'm like, it's $86, or when I have to sell the spell book and it's $73. Fortunately, I open the floodgates for like, hey girl, the book is $73, but why don't we have a party for you? Or text 5 of your friends, and if you can bring me some orders, then I'll get you a discount off that book. 99% of the time they say sure. Other times they say no, and I'm like, all right, if you want to pay full price, that's less work for me. And then otherwise, if they bring me orders, I say, hey, like, why don't we flip this for you? And they're like, what's that? You just say, you know, you could make the commission off this, or I could make the commission off this. Just don't word vomit on them, honestly. I got join brochures the other day, and while I was mailing a harvest catalog to harvest brochure to someone, I literally put in black marker on the opportunity package. I said, you're a cool chick. I like you. Let's do this together, to some stranger that I met on that Halloween group. And that day, I kid you not, she sent me a message and said, I like you. I want to join. Like, you know, I mean, she hasn't paid me yet, but I mean, it's coming. So, yeah, I mean, like whether it's a black permanent marker where you Sharpied on something and said, girl, you'd be good at this. People are going to read that. People are like, that is a personal personal touch. You never want to poach from another team, but another thing that makes up another component that's a big part of my team is reinstatements from other teams. So that's another avenue, guys. Like, you never want to say, yo, your team sucks, join my team. But if you know somebody that used to sell Scentsy that no longer sells Scentsy, like, just say, like, hey girl, like, we're killing it this, like, right now, this season. You're running into Christmas, like a monkey could sell wax in the season we're in. Why don't you come back? And usually they say, like, oh, I didn't like it because I never heard from somebody, or I didn't get the support. And just be like, look, your vibe attracts your tribe. If you want to be happy, hang out with happy people, and I am just that person. And then smile. Behind the scenes, you're dying inside.
All right, Jen, are you there? You have a question? There she is.
Sorry. So my question is, you send out thank you mailers. What happens after that? Do you send mail out again to them, or what's going on after that thank you mailer? I'm kind of stuck with that.
So the only thing that I consistently send out, and it's like I never don't send it out, are my thank you cards and my Christmas cards and my birthday cards. Those are my top 3. Anything above that is a bonus, because you will drown. You will 100% drown. Unless, like I said, you get in the habit where you force your husband or your children to, like, do something on the same day every day.
Yeah.
Because you can't sit there. Like, if I sit there every day and start doing like mailers and birthday cards all day on that stuff. But if you, like, turn off your phone and get productive, not busy, and, like, give yourself an hour to pound out some birthday cards once a month, you can do that. The one thing I do, Jen, which I'll see if I have a package here. Just one sec, bear with me. It is.
I'm really glad she was wearing pants.
Right? It was like business on the top, party on the bottom. So online parties right now are huge. Like, I'm in a totally different province, like, than I normally am. So I'm solely running my business online, which I hate, because I hate being online. But I mail out these packages to everybody that places an order in my online parties. So they're just like happy mail packages with, again, a call to action. Because if you don't have a call to action in your marketing, you don't know if it's working, right?
What's your call to action in those?
So my call to action is that in these, I think I have a 5-step. I'll share it in a graphic for you guys, but it says, like, thank you so much for shopping the party. 5 quick steps. Add me on Facebook, like my Scentsy page, hang me on your fridge. I send them a magnet. So some people probably have like 50 magnets in me. And then what's the other one? I think the other one was, like, take a picture with your stuff and tag me, and, like, I'll either give you a gift or enter you into a draw. My follow through on that really sucks, but I'll be honest, nobody's ever said, like, hey, you never did that draw that month. I don't know. But it does help, because if you start sending these things out for online parties, people want to participate, people want to join, and people will shop with you again, because you're basically claiming them as your customer. I've shopped many, like, epicure parties online. I'll place an order, and I don't get anything from that host. Like, that host doesn't try to friend me. The host doesn't send me anything. I never hear from that host again. And I'm like, I don't want to be that person, because as soon as I get invited to another epicure party or Tupperware party, I decline the invite, because I'm like, what did I get out of that? Right? So those are, like, my top things I send. Party packages,
Okay,
birthday
cool.
cards, Christmas cards. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, we have a question here from Jackie B. Do you follow up with those customers after sending them that mail?
No, not usually, to be honest. Most people follow up with me, and they'll say, hey, I got your thing, thanks so much. And I'm like, thank you. Like, I just wanted you to know how important you are. No, not usually. Like, if you really want if you guys really want to be effective and know what's working with your marketing, then yes, you'd want to follow up with them. But like usually if I send 50 postcards, I'll get, this is like crazy, but like I'll get 20 orders from that. Yeah. Yeah. The only time that didn't work for me was that summer collection where it sold out in like 5 seconds and I hadn't even sent out the flyers. I was so rattled. I was like, oh. But yeah, I mean, you could do that if you wanted to. But for me, again, I do 5 or 6 marketing things. I try to do them all really well. And if my PRV is usually good and strong, then I just keep doing those things. Why mess with success, right? Yeah. It's only when, you know, you're not booking parties, you're not recruiting, and your PRV is really sucking, that you guys need to reevaluate your marketing strategy. Right?
Can you post your stuff there in Sweet Aroma? Take some pictures and post that for us. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Comments? No? All righty. Thank you so much. You are amazing.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Such a good call. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.